Good afternoon. Welcome to Hastings Stadium. Another beautiful day for baseball with a rivalry as old as time about to unfold for chapter whatever it might be by this point in time. Kitchener Panthers in town to take on the Guelph Royals. Highway 7 rivals that are quite familiar with one another, and it should be a heck of an afternoon for baseball in the Inter-County League. Scott Fraser with you, joined by Neil Sriwasa. Neil, Guelph undefeated at home, and Dalton Pompey making his home debut this afternoon.
You got to like both those things if you're a Royals fan. Dalton Pompey back in the lineup after missing last week with a little bit of illness. Somebody said he had bronchitis. We're not sure, but it's nice to be able to give him the week off, get him healthy, and not have to worry about playing baseball here as far as this goes. The Panthers coming in after getting trounced by the Welland Jackfish 14-1 on Thursday night. So they're going to be up for this game anyways. Of course, it's like losing to your sister if you lose to the Panthers, or if you're the Royals, you don't want to lose to the Panthers anyways.
No, absolutely, and a good job by Welland, the league's top team, to bounce back after Guelph really took care of them on Tuesday night. From the word go, the Royals' bats were burning, and we'll look to see if that carries over into this Saturday afternoon. Royals manager Dino Rommel shaking hands with the umpires and making his way back to the dugout. Pompey will lead off for the Royals in the bottom half of the inning. However, the Panthers up to bat to start this baseball game. Jeff Jarvis will lead it off for Kitchener once we are ready to get underway. And Josh Garton will bat cleanup again today. However, Sean Riley not in the starting lineup today, so we'll see if he's utilized, if at all, throughout this game, depending on how it unfolds.
Riley's unfortunately away at a wedding this afternoon, so a little family commitment. And
we will see that he will not get involved no matter how it unfolds.
So we'll see how it goes.
It will be weighted on the shoulders of the other bats to make up for that hole in the lineup. He is, of course, on the lineup card, however, unavailable to play today. One player that is back in the lineup for Guelph is Justin Interessano after taking last week off as well. So a few faces that are familiar to this Guelph team coming back and ready to go this afternoon. Just moments away from the first pitch as the Royals appear ready to take the field. As mentioned, Interessano back in the lineup, so he will man first base. That puts Garton out to right field. Collymore stays at third, and Pompey at center. Number 32 for the Royals should be a treat to watch here for the first time in Hastings Stadium. Another packed crowd here today as well, so attendance on the up and up through the first three home games. By my count, about 860 people already through the gate, so It looks like it's going to hit that quadruple-digit mark for the first time this season. Of course, a lot of tickets sold for that home opener that was not meant to be back on May 28th, so we do have these fans that are still starved for some baseball after a full summer away. As Emily Guerrero, who did pitch in last Saturday's win, will take the bump one more time. He actually came into the game in relief on Tuesday night, so he's been a busy guy, Neil. Noah Roberts, for the first time, not starting behind home plate, so that will be a different look for Dino Rommel's team. Brandon Keys will be calling the game with Guerrero this afternoon to at least get it started as the Royals outfielders get loosened up, and we look like we are just a few seconds away from the first pitch of this baseball game. Again, Jeff Jarvis will lead it off for the Kitchener Panthers.
Jarvis comes into the ball game batting .272 on the year. Their leadoff hitter this year. See if he can set the tone for the Panthers early anyways.
Yeah, it will be a matter of getting to Guerrero early, as we've seen two teams come into this ballpark, Brantford and Welland, unable to do so, and it really put the writing on the wall for them in those games as Guerrero just started to roll back on Saturday, and Custodio on Tuesday night was absolutely dealing. So not a bad 1-2 punch for Dino Rommel and the Guelph Royals on the mound.
No question there. See how Guerrero fares today against the Panthers.
First pitch of the game is swung on and fouled off by Jarvis, so Guerrero ahead in the count early, 0-1. That one misses low and outside to even up the count. Looks like Guerrero just kind of missed his location on that pitch. Jarvis swings and waves at one for strike number 2, much to the pleasure of the Hastings Stadium crowd. On deck for the Panthers, Blake Jacklin. He will follow. That went outside again. Back to even, 2-2.
Fouls that one out to play here.
Staying alive, Jeff Jarvis with the 5th pitch of the at-bat going into the parking lot, and still no windshields yet to be broken.
It's still early in the season. They usually get 1 or 2 a year, so.
Jarvis calls time and resets and gathers his thoughts. Now enters the batting box again. That one looked good. Guerrero thought so as well, but we have a full count, 3-2.
Not giving him that pitch early here, so I guess he's going to have to earn it.
That one chopped foul down the first base line, so we will do it again. A good job by Jarvis to see 7 pitches from Guerrero so far in this at-bat to open it up, and it also allows the dugout to get a bearing as to what Guerrero is dealing with this afternoon in the early going. That one flared to left field, and that will drop in for a base hit.
Leadoff man aboard for Blake Jacklin.
The center fielder, number 36, Blake Jacklin. Doing double duty with the juniors.
Guerrero now with Jarvis at first, facing Blake Jacklin. Takes a quick peek over and deals. That one will paint the strike zone for strike number 1. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Guerrero after allowing Jarvis to reach base for the first at-bat of the game and the first hit of the game. That one gets by Keys, and that will advance Jarvis to second, and not the tidiest of starts for Keys and Guerrero so far. So, again, as mentioned, first time that Noah Roberts hasn't been manning home plate at home at least. And maybe some wires that are getting crossed and maybe just a little bit of dust off to get this game started.
Yep. That we scored as a pass ball off the charge to the catcher. This fouled away.
As well.
Jacklin's average way below the Mendoza line here to start the year. See, lines went in the gap here, and that's going to help his average for sure. And it's probably going to score a run, too, as the winner is going to get waved home here.
That should and will score Jarvis as Jacklin into second. And for the first time this season at home, the Royals facing some adversity in the early going. Back-to-back hits from the Panthers and a run scored to boot.
The shortstop, number 58, Tyler Henriquez.
Guelph needing to clean it up here. They want to get out of this inning without a huge deficit to overcome, because the Panthers look to be Johnny on the spot and very, very sharp with their at-bats so far. With the third batter now for Kitchener, Tyler Herkins.
Enriquez comes in batting .300 on the year as he takes a strike there.
Waves at another one, and now Guerrero at 2-2. The count is even. And that will be K number 1 for Emily Guerrero. A good response after letting the first two Panthers batters get aboard. Keegan Marsden now batting in the cleanup spot, and will look to drive in Jacqueline, who is still at second.
Marsden with the game-winning double in the 8th inning in Sunday's contest. Let the Panthers slip past the Royals 4-3. Marsden comes in batting 105 on the year so far. So he's looking to get this going.
Timely hits are important, but a higher average would obviously be welcome news from Keegan Marsden, and that should help that one out as well, as now Jacqueline rounds third, and that ball will not even be thrown to home plate. Pompey bobbled it through his feet, and all of a sudden the Kitchener Panthers with the 2-0 lead, only one down through the top of the first inning. The Royals appearing to be a little less sharp than they were back 7 days ago on Tuesday night against the Welland Jackfish.
Stephen Whalen batting .312 on the year.
Whalen takes the first pitch of the at-bat, just probably trying to get familiarized with Guerrero. That one does come in for a strike, though, so behind in the count is Whalen. That one pulled foul. So now Guerrero probably going to play with the idea of a double play ball low and outside, with Marsden at first. That one low for ball number 1. Whalen not taking, Marsden not taking much of a lead over at first. Wasn't ready to hop to second, even with that ball low and in the dirt. That one swung on and hit a ton. That one has a chance and will fall just shy of the wall, but that will score Marsden and Whalen to third. The throw coming in, but will not be in time. Stephen Whalen and the Kitchener Panthers, who have a crowd that travels quite well down Highway 7, very delighted to see that. And a 3-0 lead just 1/3 of the way through the top of the first.
Catcher number 45, Dan Mahoney.
The catcher coming in batting .250, Mahoney is.
And with Whalen at third, you know he'll be looking just to hit anything deep with just one out here in the top of the first.
Fly ball or anything hit to the right side, you know the Royals are going to have to concede the run to take the out here.
That one finds the zone, 0-1. That one a favorable strike call for Guerrero, so now a strike away from putting himself in a much less dangerous position.
Popped in the center field. Pompey underneath this will make the catch. Runner tags, going home. Throw will be cut off by the pitcher.
Mahoney doing what he needed to do, getting Whalen home, and now manufacturing runs for this Kitchener Panthers team with 2 gone here in the top of the first. 4-0 Kitchener.
Robbie Gauthier.
So not a picture-perfect start to this baseball game for the Royals and their fans, but lots of baseball left to play today. 1-0. That one swung on and hit to Pompey at center. Tracking the ball and making the, no, he did not make the catch. That one falls in for a double, and the Panthers still alive here with Drayden Sloat coming to bat.
Left fielder number 15, Drayden Sloat.
Pompey unable to come up with that one. The sun obviously right in his eye line for that fly ball to the center. So a forgivable miss, but a miss nonetheless, and it does advance Robbie Gauthier to second. Oh, and 2, and Guerrero will just hope and pray to get out of this one with no further damage done. 4-0, the Panthers lead here.
4 runs and 5 hits to this point.
And that will sit down Sloat and bring the top of the first to an end. Guelph with a lot of work to do in the bottom of the first, but the good news is the bats have been plentiful here at Hastings Stadium on home field. Saturday afternoon, Guelph Kitchener. We'll be right back with the bottom of the first. Back at Hastings Stadium as Dalton Pompey will make his first home plate appearance for the Royals, who have a mighty hill to climb after a 4-run top of the first from the Panthers. That one in there for strike number 1.
Christian Hawk, the starting pitcher for the Panthers.
That one high and inside, checking Pompey from Hawk, and that will even up the count at 1-1. Pompey swinging and missing at the third pitch of the at-bat for strike number 2. So the count now 1-2 with Hawk ahead. That one saws Pompey off and didn't know where it went, but it dribbled right down to the first baseman.
Sadly, the bat did not die a hero.
Keegan Marsden easily making that play. No Bill Buckner here, and Guelph now
The second baseman, number
with just
2.
2 outs remaining at the top of the bottom of the first as Connor Morrow comes to bat, and he had a tough outing last Saturday afternoon when Guelph was doing just about everything at the plate. Morrow was snake bitten, so we'll see if he can turn his fortunes around here at Hastings Stadium this Saturday afternoon.
Had the action, Morrow batting 168, but yes, like you said, he just couldn't buy a hit. Everybody else seemed to be hitting the baseball. He was unfortunately hitting things right at people. That one's fouled away out of play.
And Morrow no slouch at the plate, so you know that his fortunes, by the law of averages, will turn. Just a matter of when, as that one is low and well outside for ball number 1. That pitch misses, now 2-1. So Morrow obviously taking a bit of a less aggressive approach at the plate after last Saturday's just complete showing of bad luck.
That one's been
Will fall in, will not fall
Great
in.
catch by the right fielder.
A fantastic catch by the right fielder. And Morrow, yet again, just can't buy a hit, as you mentioned, Neil. Wolf down to the final out of the bottom of the first.
Number 35, Malik Collymore.
It will be Malik Collymore batting third. He will be followed, if Guelph can stay alive in this inning, by Josh Garton.
Collymore batting 222 on the year so far.
Strike number 1. High for ball 1, so 1-1 the count. 2 gone here in the bottom of the first. 4-0 Kitchener leading as the sun continues to shine and the fans continue to roll in to what is an already fairly packed Hastings Stadium. That one fouled back behind home plate and will be a souvenir for whatever young fan gets to it first.
Yep. Of course, Hawk attends Wilfrid Laurier University as a Golden Hawk. Plays in the OUA baseball in the fall.
Another foul ball, so 1-2 the count still remains.
A rare afternoon on a Saturday in the Inter County. There's no other action until 6 o'clock tonight. There he's taking on Welland in Welland Stadium.
As Collymore gets a hold of that one, but not nearly enough to generate any sort of base hit. So the Royals go 1-2-3 into the bottom of the first, and we'll take another break as the Panthers will look to extend on what is already a 4-0 lead here at Hastings Stadium.
the second, with the Panthers up 4-0. Leading off for Kitchener, the second baseman, number 6, Evan Sherman.
We are back at Hastings Stadium as Evan Sherman will get his first at bat of the afternoon. The Panthers nearly batting around in that top of the first that saw them generate 4 runs on Emily Guerrero.
4 runs on 5 hits. Not the start the Royals wanted, but that happens. Plenty of time left. Still got 8 innings of baseball to play through here. That's why you play for 27 outs.
Guerrero having some issues finding the zone, 2-0.
Just doesn't look as sharp as he did last time out.
Not quite yet, at least, in that one. Chopped by Sherman. Guerrero gets to it and will relay it in Terrasano for the putout.
1-3 if you're scoring at home.
The right fielder, number 23, Jeff Jarvis.
Jeff Jarvis, his second at bat. He reached on a single after his first at bat and then was advanced a second on a passed ball. Later scored. That one fouled right behind home plate and just nearly missed the home plate umpire.
Key's having problems squeezing that baseball back there.
No one aboard, so that one won't cause any sort of harm to the Royals defense. Fouled in behind again. 0-2 the count remains. That one dribbled to short. Collymore will pick it up at third and get it over to Terrasano, who hangs onto it for out number 2.
Center fielder, number 36, Blake Jacklin.
Jacklin doubled and drove in the first run in the first inning. He later scored on his own as well.
Now the top of the order for the Panthers was mighty productive in that top of the first, so a good sign from Guerrero to get what should be 1-2-3 if Pompey can come down with this one, and he does. A quick top of the second for Emily Guerrero and the Royals, which exactly is what they were praying for. Josh Garton will lead off in the bottom of the second as we take a break from Hastings.
Leading off for Guelph in the home half of the second.
Back in Hastings Stadium, Josh Garton looking to get the offense going for the Royals. A pair of home runs for number 15 for Guelph last Saturday, and the second one an absolute no-doubter So he has been on top of the baseball in the early going of this young season.
Batting .375 so far. Like you said, he's got 3 home runs already. And he wears that one. He's going to take his trip down to first.
In on the leg, and that didn't sound like it was very, very comfortable. That one got away from the Panthers pitcher, Christian Hawk. So Guelph gets a base runner aboard, not the way they were planning on getting it, but nonetheless, Tony Harinku comes to the plate with Garton at first, and Guelph with the chance to get something started after that hit by pitch from Hawk on Garton, who appears to be no worse for wear. He's a big man and a big boy. He can take a little bit of a shot here and there.
No question, he's not skipping leg days on his workouts lately. I don't know if you've been watching his Instagram or anything, but man, he's bulked up a fair bit. He's been taking the weight training really seriously.
A guy who was a middle infielder in AA ball in Dayton, Ohio, now about 250 tipping the scales, so has outgrown that defensive position for sure. That one low in the dirt.
You know, for the Royals, you gotta make this guy work. You gotta be patient at the plate, eat up a lot of pitches, and just make this guy work. Make him beat you.
As you said, 27 outs is the reason why they play, and with a 4-0 lead, you got to find a way to chip away at it, especially here in the bottom of the second.
Yep. It's still early enough where you can get a run back here. You got a one back in the third, one in the fourth, and very quickly it's a 1-1 ball game.
Hawk behind in the count, 2-1. Garton with a generous lead at first and takes off, and he will be
safe.
Stolen base. Christian Hawk sort of hummed and hawed about it, and there could have been a balk, according to everyone else up here in the booth. So, nonetheless, Garton takes his base and still laboring that right leg, it appears, that wore the pitch that did get him to first.
Yep. Counts now 2 balls and a strike, and Garton's at second base now in scoring position for Harinku.
Harinku fouls that one down the first base line and out of play, staying alive, 2-2.
Swung and missed that one on his eyeballs.
Yeah, chasing one high in the zone, and that brings up Justin Terrasano.
The first baseman, number 24, Justin Terrasano.
Great to have Terrasano back in the lineup after sitting out the last 10 days or so with an illness. Justin's got a job here to do. He's got to hit the ball to the right side here.
First pitch swinging, and that's hit high and deep, and
caught, but
not enough. So Garton will double back to second, as that one appeared to have a chance off the bat, but lost its legs in the back half of the marathon. It had to run.
The left fielder, number 28, Ethan Hammond.
Ethan Hammond playing left field this afternoon comes to the plate. 2 gone. Guelph not desperate, but would very much like to find a way to bring Garton home.
Hammond comes in the action batting .400. Very, very limited sample size yet, but that average still looks nice.
Get through.
Oh, it's foul.
Chop foul down the third base line, and Hammond behind the count quickly 0-1.
Catcher Brendan Keys on deck. Hoping Hammond can extend the inning anyways.
That one misses, so the count now even at 1-1. Hammond doing a good job of laying off that one after going after the first pitch from Hawk.
Yep.
That one inside and jams Hammond up, and now Hawk a strike away from getting out of this one. Still yet to surrender a hit. The only hit from the Royals was the one that found Josh Garton's knee from Hawk's first pitch against Guelph's right fielder today. That one back up the middle and gets through. Hammond doing his job, and that will score Garton. After the ball bobbled out at center, and Hammond brings this Hastings Stadium crowd to their feet and brings Josh Garton home.
Great patience at the plate by Hammond there. Wait something up in the strike zone, and he hit it back right through the wickets, past Hawk up the middle. And the Royals are on the board now.
Catcher Brendan Keys at bat now and taking on the first pitch of his afternoon. For ball one, Hammond at first, Keys at the plate.
Keys coming into action, batting .200 on the season.
Hammond takes off, and Keys couldn't hold off. Hammond would have taken second quite easily had Keys laid off that pitch.
Got a good read on Hawk there. We'll see how he does in the next pitch through here. See if Mr. Hawk plays a little more attention to him at first with 2 away.
And if not for nothing else, Hammond now in the back of the mind of Christian Hawk.
Oh, Mrs. Lowe.
Mrs. Lowe in the dirt, but not anywhere near where Hammond could advance.
First baseman sitting on the bag here, even with Keys up, who was traditionally a pull hitter.
Fouled away, 2-2, 2 out.
Brandon LaRue on deck as Keys takes that one inside.
Count now full. LaRue would love to get his chance here if Keys can find a way to get aboard here with that full count.
First baseman will go behind the bag here as Hammond will be going down on the pitcher's delivery to the plate, giving the defense a chance to field this ball should Keys pull it down the line.
Gets
Strike
him.
3 called on the inside part of the plate.
Christian Hawk getting out of it nearly unscathed. The only blip was that pitch that hit Garton that later ended up seeing Josh Garton score from Ethan Hammond's hit. And Guelph cuts the lead down to 3. 4-1, the Panthers lead through 2 at Hastings Stadium.
top of the third here at Hastings. Leading off for Kitchener, the shortstop, number 58, Tyler Henricus.
Tyler Henricus will lead it off for the top of the third for the Panthers, who have that comfortable 4-1 lead, but Emily Guerrero sure to clean up what was a rough start in that first inning. Got a little bit better in the second, so we'll see what Guerrero can bring in the third. First pitch swinging and a strike. Guerrero ahead in the count, 0-1. That one chopped to Collymore, and foul. That was a blending of words. Malik Collymore on the ball, but again into foul territory, so we'll do it again. 0-2. Guerrero ahead in the count.
Henricus went down swinging in the first. Came into the game batting .300.
And we'll do the exact same in the third inning. Guerrero off to a good start in this top of the third.
First baseman, number 34, Keegan Marsden.
Keegan Marsden, who found his way to first base and later scored in the first inning, will get a second go at it against Guerrero this afternoon. I went in there for strike number 1, and Guerrero now seeming to be in sync with Brandon Keys behind home plate. That one low, seeing Marsden will wave at one, but the bat stays on his shoulder, and the count is even at 1-1. That one finds the zone for strike number 2, and whatever rust Emily Guerrero seemed to have on his shoulders to start this game has been shaken off seemingly here by the third inning.
Good stop by Keys back there to keep that one in front of him.
And a good mix of pitches from Emily in this at bat. Hit a mile high. Collymore has a beat on it and will bring it in for out number 2. And Guelph doing a great job of silencing these Panthers bats that were so very loud and proud to start this baseball game.
Great crowd, like you said earlier. Scotty, great crowd on a Saturday afternoon. Not too hot.
No,
definitely
fantastic.
cooler from last week anyways, and definitely cooler from Tuesday night start time. Jeez, that was 30-plus degrees up here.
Yeah, as they say, it's not the heat, it's the humidity that will get you, and the humidity has broken as that ball hit to second and over to Juicy at first for out number 3 of the top of the third inning. Guelph stands strong. That lead is still at 4-1 as we head off to the bottom of the third at 8.
Home half of the third here.
Back at Hastings Stadium for the home half of the third. Brando LaRue, the number 9 hitter, will get it going for the Royals, who are looking to chip away at that 4-1 deficit here after a very, very strong showing from Emily Guerrero in the top half of the third. We'll see if the Royals offense can emulate Guerrero's outing in this inning.
Of course, LaRue batting .235 to start the year. It's been double dipping a little bit with the Silver Creeks last night, getting 2 hits in the tournament for the Silver Creeks as they're playing in the Mississauga tournament this weekend. Apparently they tied 5-5 in their, I guess, the morning game this morning. I guess there's ties still in baseball during tournament play with the Least Side Hawks. There's the Lightning down there. I can't remember anymore.
A favorable strike for Christian Hawk, and LaRue down 0-2 in his first plate appearance of the afternoon. Was able to hold off on that one, appealed down to first, and confirmed that he did not go around. So,
first base umpire Jamie Killingsworth saying, yeah, he did not go around.
One shot by LaRue to third and on to first for the out.
5-3 is your put out.
And that brings Dalton Pompey back to the plate, who will be looking to build off a first at bat that didn't go according to plan.
New piece of lumber for Pompey as he broke the one in the first inning. Comes into the ballgame batting .418. He's 0 for 1 in this contest. With the scribber down the first baseline.
That one in there for strike number 1. Hawk, none too intimidated by the former Blue Jay, going right at him with the first pitch of the at-bat. Pompey held off, so that evens the count at 1-1.
That's some great bat control back there.
That one in the dirt, so Pompey now ahead in the count, 2-1, and maybe just going to make Christian Hawk, the young pitcher, work for it here.
That's what the Royals have to do in this situation. You're down by 3 here. You just got to get them to eat some pitches here, see some pitches.
That one misses, so now Pompey with a hitter's count at 3-1, and with no one aboard, Neil, what's the mentality for this next pitch if you're Dalton Pompey?
If it's in the strike, don't take a hack at it. But if other than that, just take your walk.
And it misses. And Pompey will take that walk down 90 feet to first base. With Connor Morrow coming up to bat now. One gone here in the bottom of the third. And if the baseball gods have a heart at all, Connor Morrow's fortunes have to turn sooner rather than later.
He lined out to right field.
A well-hit ball to right field as well. So,
yep.
Again, can't really change your approach if you're number 2 for the Royals. That one in there for strike number 1.
Of course, with Pompey with great wheels here, too, maybe Morrow's got to take a pitch here and let Pompey get it onto the second base instead of this double play.
One would think that Hawk has to have at least one eye, maybe 1.5 eyes on Pompey at first. Morrow laces that one down the third baseline, but foul.
Quickly 0-2 here.
The 0-2 fouled off down the third baseline yet again, and it seems as if that blue bat of Connor Morrow is just inches, if not centimeters, away from finding a hole and generating a base hit.
But you get the feeling once Connor gets going, he's going to get hot, and it's going to be all over for a lot of these pitchers in this league.
And that one, unfortunately, not the time and place, as he is down on strikes. 2 gone now, and Pompey remains stranded at first, as Malik Collymore will try to change that with his second at-bat of the day.
Collymore flew out to the right fielder his first time up, came into the action this afternoon, batting .222. Failed to reach base in Tuesday's contest against the Welland Jackfish.
That one high for ball number 1. Yeah, Collymore, another guy who really couldn't get it going last Saturday either, much like Connor Morrow. So, again, it's just a matter of time for these 2 hitters to get what's coming to them high and inside. And Collymore takes a deep breath as that one just missed his noggin.
Yeah, well, you don't ever want to get anything near the head area anyways, whatsoever. So, wiser to duck out of the way.
One misses high again.
I think if you're Collymore in this situation, you definitely take a strike.
Absolutely. You do not want to put the Pompey at first opportunity to waste on a bad swing here. So one would think, again, with his fortunes at bat over the last few games, that he will just sit and take, and does, for strike number 1.
Especially with Josh Garden on deck as well. One swing in this game could be tied from Garton's bat.
Pompey takes off, and Collymore finds a hole. Malik Collymore breaking through Pompey to second. Malik at first, and Garton to the plate.
The right fielder, number 15, Josh Garton.
Garton hit by a pitch in his first at bat, and having a short conversation with the catcher, probably knowing Garton, making a slight comment of, please don't hit me again.
Yep.
And if you do,
Garton,
make sure it's not right here.
Garton came into action 6 for 16, 6 RBIs, 4 runs scored, a .375 average.
And swinging, hit high down the third base line, and it falls in. That will score Pompey. Around third is Collymore, and he will be in there. Ball gets past the catcher. Garton on to second. Keeping going to third. Garton in a foot race, in there for 3. Josh Garton making it happen for the Royals. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-run ball game.
Error on the left fielder on the ball. It went off his glove, unfortunately. Garton denied 2 RBIs here, but
Tony Herinku.
Just how Dino Ramel drew it up. Garton reaches first on an error and then gets all the way to third on a bad throw or two, and now 90 feet away from tying this game. That one misses. Very high, a very big blue sky here today, Neil. So that ball hit up into the sun and almost just trying to find a way to pick it up as it makes its way back down to earth.
Yep.
Unfortunately for Garton and the Royals, it fell in there and manufactured 2 runs and, again, puts Garton 90 feet away from tying this game.
the left fielder unfortunately charged with 2 errors on that play. One for missing the ball, and then one on the horrible throw home that just took a weird bounce and went behind the catcher and allowed Garton to go all the way from first to third, and now made it a 1-1 ball game.
Yeah, a bit of a panic throw, and it did not pay off for the Panthers, as Garton was happy to go from first to second and on to third. That one fouled back above the grandstands of Hastings Stadium and makes a loud thud on the roof.
Just another dent in the wall, as they say.
Tony Herinku 0 for 1 in this game. the designated hitter this afternoon. So that one back up the middle and gets through Hawk and turning and throwing off the mark. And that will score Garton, and this game is tied.
That'll go down as a base hit. That was a heck of a play by the shortstop, even to keep that one in the infield here.
Yeah, quite the play there from Evan Sherman, who turned and fired and just missed. I believe that's Keegan Marsden at first and stretched out. And Harinku did a good job of a hop, skip, and a jump after touching first base to get aboard and drive in Garton and tie this game with Juicy. Justin and Terrasano up to bat now.
Of course, all 3 runs are now unearned as well in this contest, in this inning anyways. Due to the error in the battle, left fielder allowed the first 2 to come across and allowed Garton to reach on base and later score to tie this ball game at 4 apiece.
And Terrasano takes that one for strike number 1. Well, the baseball gods may not be turning the page for Connor Morrow quite yet, but for the Royals' fortunes, as it stands, they've really turned, and that one gets away from the catcher.
That'll be a pass ball on the catcher.
And Harinku will go on to second. And Terrasano, a former catcher himself, now playing first base for the Royals this afternoon. Guelph, born and bred, and a former Griffin and now a Royal. Turns on one and foul. A line drive. Well foul, but got a hold of it. Unfortunately for Terrasano, about 3 seconds ahead of the baseball. And that will bring up strike number 2. So the count now 1-2 with 2 gone here in the bottom of the 3rd. That one might find its way through. And Terrasano's going to have to get on his horse, but
great stop by the second baseman there.
Yeah, a fantastic stop, and Marston was able to get Terrasano at first base for the final out of the 3rd inning. However, 3 runs on 2 hits and a few errors tie this baseball game 4-4 through 3.
Catcher number 45, Dan Mahoney.
Dan Mahoney leading it off for the Kitchener Panthers here in the top of the fourth inning. He was the culprit of a pass ball that actually ended up manufacturing yet another run for the Royals, and Guelph able to tie this game in the bottom of the third, and Mahoney making do for that mistake real quick. Back up the middle, good for a single. And the leadoff man aboard in the top of the fourth inning.
The designated hitter number 2, Robbie Gauthier.
Robbie Gauthier, the designated hitter now, looking to advance Mahoney, who stands at first. Gauthier had a double in his first at bat, so he'll be looking to stay hot this afternoon. Swings at the second pitch of the bat to even up the count at 1-1. Mahoney with a modest lead at first, so we'll see if that remains the same here.
Catchers usually aren't known to run in this league.
Or any league.
Yes.
That one hit a mile high again, and Collymore will bring it in for the first out of the fourth inning, bringing the hands of the Royals fans together.
Left fielder number 15, Drayden Sloat.
As Drayden Sloat now comes to bat for his second plate appearance of the afternoon.
Sloat struck out swinging in the first.
He did, and with a man at first being Mahoney, you know the Guerrero would love nothing more than a ground ball up the middle to make quick work of this Panthers top half of the fourth, and Sloat swings and misses at the first pitch. Chopped over the head of Justin Terrasano at first. Mahoney rounding second, and will get to third easily.
Garton bobbles that ball a little bit.
And Sloat pulled up, and had he not hit the brakes right when he did, he would have been on to second as well. So the good news for the Royals on that play is that the double play ball is still alive and well with Evan Sherman, the number 9 hitter, coming to bat. So still a bit of a silver lining here if you're the Royals. You can get out of this one with just one pitch on the ground.
Sherman's still looking for an average. He's 0 for 1 in the contest as well. Pops this one.
And foul, and Terrasano cannot track it down. Had to turn and kind of got jammed up there and lost sight of the ball, and that will fall in for the first strike of the at-bat. Kind of took the wrong route to the baseball, but
I think he was trying to get around the umpire too as well down the first base line. Jimmy Killingsworth didn't give him too much room to go around him. So.
And after 10 days off, it's an honest mistake as well. So a lot going on there, and it looks like an easier play than it really is.
Yep.
Royals happy to take the strike though, so 0-1 the count. Guerrero will pause. One finds the zone. A fantastic job by Brandon Keys to maybe frame that one up. Sherman did not like it, that's for sure. That one back up the middle. Guerrero had a hope and a prayer at it, but that will score Mahoney as it gets through. Runners now at first and second with just one gone, and Panthers doing a good job at rebuttaling after that Royals bottom of the third that manufactured 3 runs for the home team. So Kitchener back in the lead, 5-4 here. Runners at first and second, 1 out again here. As we are back to the leadoff man, Jeff Jarvis, showing bunt and taking strike number 1 for it.
Jarvis singled and scored in the first. Grounded out to second base, or sorry, grounded to the third baseman, 5-3 in the second inning.
Bit of an excuse me swing for strike number 2. As that goes well foul in behind the Royals' dugout. That one misses high for the first ball of the at-bat, so now 1-2 the count. Obviously, Guerrero hoping for something hit on the ground here and to get out of this without any more offense from the Panthers. That one misses low. Count now even at 2.
Plate umpire just not giving Guerrero that wide strike zone he got last Saturday.
That one hit
Only have the one play of the first.
Yep. Won't get them out of the inning, but it will put them in out away with runners at second and third. So still a very, very big out for the Royals to hopefully bring this top of the 4th inning to a close sooner rather than later.
Center fielder number 36, Blake Jacklin.
Blake Jacklin might have something to say about that as he comes to the plate with 2 men in scoring position.
Jacklin doubled home run in the first and flew out to the center fielder in the second.
Making very good contact with the baseball so far this afternoon is Jacklin. That one outside for ball number 1. Another ball, so now 2-0. Jacklin ahead in the count, and probably pretty happy just to see what Guerrero's going to show him with both of those runners in scoring position. That one swung on and fouled off. Well, foul on the third base line, and count now at 2-1 with 2 gone. Fouled in behind home plate, and
That's a special delivery, that's for sure.
absolutely. And the count now 2 on, 2 out, 2-2 the count. Jacklin
That's
goes.
trouble. That's going to go in the gap.
Yeah, and he will continue his hot afternoon, score a pair of runs, and probably bring himself to third. And had that ball gotten away any further, it might have been an inside the Parker. A bit of a celebration from Jacklin at third base after picking up a triple and 2 RBIs. So a double, a fly out, and a triple for Jacklin so far this afternoon. Has been the most productive of the hitters for the Panthers, who have now 6 on the board against Emily Guerrero in the top of the 4th inning. Excuse me, 7 on the board. Well, my math is a little off, and that one in there for strike number 1. Jacklin out third. Popped up, and Garton will have to make a play on it. Almost overran the baseball, and again, Neil, this big blue sky makes it hell for outfielders to track the ball when it hits it, when it's as hit as high as it is with the sun. About high noon or a little later on, 7-4.
fielder, number 28, Ethan Hammond.
Ethan Hammond coming to bat as the Royals will look to make up for what was a bit of a hectic top half of the fourth inning. 3 runs from the Panthers. They now lead 7-4 after Guelph was able to mount that comeback with a 3-run bottom of the third by way of a few errors and some good luck from the baseball gods. Hammond at the dish, ahead in the count 1-0. Takes for ball number 2. That one in there for the first strike of the at-bats, a 2-1. One misses for the third ball of the at-bat, so 3-1. Hammond comfortably ahead in the account.
Hammond singled, of course, drove home an RBI last time up in the second inning.
And that one looks like it might fall. No, it had just enough to get out to the center fielder. And an easy catch and a good job to haul it in. And Hammond down for the first out of the bottom of the fourth inning.
Brendan Keys.
Brendan Keys back to the plate now, and will look to manufacture some sort of offense here as Guelph needs to respond after that 3-run top of the fourth from the Panthers.
Well, the Panthers not one to go quietly here anyways. They're definitely doing what they can to keep this one going on their favor.
That one back up the middle and off the glove of Hawk, but over to the shortstop, and an easy out at first made by Keegan Marsden, and now Guelph down to their final out of the bottom of the fourth.
If you're scoring that at home, it's a 1-6-3. It's going off the glove of the pitcher.
Brando LaRue hitting
There's
9th
2 away.
this afternoon, and would love nothing more than to turn the lineup over and keep this inning alive. And there for strike number 1, Christian Hawk has just been very steady Eddie so far in this baseball game. Through the first 11 outs, and that one high and inside.
A lot of opposing pitchers having problems facing LaRue. Probably where he stands in the batter's box, too.
Right on top of the plate.
Of course, they got hit twice the one game already.
Once bitten, twice hit, none shy, Brando LaRue.
If you got speed like him, I don't blame you. Get on base any way you can.
And that one almost catches him as, again, just crowding the plate is the young shortstop.
This one's fouled away.
Sliced foul and over the grandstands and into the empty parking lot. And there will be a foot race for it from the young fans.
So great to see both baselines completely full of lawn chairs and 2 or 3 deep as well. So definitely a packed house tonight.
And LaRue swinging and missing on a full count to bring the bottom of the fourth to an end. Guelph goes quietly into the night, now trailing 7-4 through 4. Welcome back to Hastings Stadium. Keegan Marsden will lead off for the Kitchener Panthers. Hit a single and later scored in his first at bat, 1 for 2 this afternoon, and really no deep balls to talk about so far this afternoon, Neil, and that was not the story back last Saturday, even on Tuesday as well.
No
a
question.
lot of well-hit balls from the Royals on Tuesday night against the Well of Jackfish, should they just absolutely beat up from the word go against the league's top team. And again, no lead is ever safe against Welland. They've come back a few times so far this season, and Guelph did a good job of holding them at bay and getting out of there with the win. Undefeated on home field are the Royals, 2-0 so far this season, looking to keep that streak alive, trailing the Panthers 7-4. Marsden gets a hold of one. Pompey has a beat on it and cannot come up with it as it goes off the wall, and Marsden is into second.
Keegan Marsden just loves hitting here at Hastings Stadium. He's a Guelph native after all. When the Royals folded a few years back, Marsden went over to Panthers land and found himself a home over there.
Yeah, Marsden, nothing like some home cooking, and obviously I think when players face their former teams, there's a little bit of an extra chip on their shoulder, and Marsden is making the most of his afternoon here at Hastings Stadium for the first time in about 3 summers, so good on him. That one fouled down the first base line, and Guerrero looking to try to find his location yet again. It's been kind of touch and go for Emily so far this afternoon. A disastrous first inning, and then back-to-back strong outings from the second and third, and then in that top of the fourth, giving up 3 runs, as Interessano doing a great job of snaring that one. It was hit hard and came right at the first baseman, Interessano, who made no mistake for the first out of the top of the 5th inning.
Number 45, Dan Mahoney.
That does, however, advance Marsden over to third. Mahoney, who has struck the ball well this afternoon with a chance to drive in Marsden.
Marsden with a sacrifice fly in the first. The single and a run scored in the fourth. As he swings and misses on that first pitch here.
And again, Key's having a hard time hanging onto the baseball. So thankfully that one stayed in front of him and kept Marsden 90 feet away from home plate.
Good afternoon to Jeff and Lyndon. And happy belated birthday to Ann Lear Chamberlain, one of the Intercounty's most diehard and most devoted fans. The lady known with the cowbell throughout the league. Tuning in over on YouTube as well. So happy belated birthday to you, Ann.
Mahoney fouls that one back. Now 1-2. And gets him swinging. Guerrero sits down the catcher, Mahoney, and that out means a lot more than just an out with Marsden at third. Now the designated hitter, Robbie Gauthier, will need to manufacture a base hit in order to bring in Marsden.
Gauthier came in the action this afternoon, batting 142, doubled in this first time up, popped out to third. It looks like he hits this one to center field. Pompey is going to give this one chase and not get to this one. It's going to bounce off the pizza sign in center field.
Gauthier going right at Guerrero. First pitch of the at-bat, bringing in Mahoney, and Pompey having all kinds of trouble out there in center so far in his home debut. The score now 8-4 for the Panthers.
That's going to spur the activity in the Royals bullpen a little faster even.
Give Kitchener a run. And then 1 hit. Guest gets +1. Good job.
That one missed for ball number 1. And hit well, and Gauthier will hold that third. He had the idea of coming home, and probably the right choice by the third base coach, because that one was hauled in and thrown back fairly quickly. I thought that Gauthier was on his way home for another run. Would have been the 9th of the afternoon for the Panthers, and Emily Guerrero showing a bit of weakness here so far in this baseball game, getting beat up a little bit through 4 2/3 innings. a great response from a very, very good pitcher, and looking to get out of this one here with Sherman at the plate, the number 9 hitter. Runners on the corners. Gauthier and Slout.
Misses just inside.
Count now even 1-2. And with 2 gone, the runners will be off with a crack of the bat. Should that take place, as that one misses well outside for the second ball of the at-bat. So 2-1 the count, 2 gone. Keys sets up. That one hit tomorrow at second, over to Terrasano at first, and that will do it for the top half of the inning. Panthers add on one more. 8-4, they lead halfway through 5.
The 5th here at Hastings with the Panthers up 8-4, leading off for Guelph.
Welcome back to Hastings Stadium. Dalton Pompey looking to get it going for the Royals. 0 for 2, saw it off in his first at bat and unable to reach base in his second. So his third plate appearance as a Royal on home field.
Correction to that, Pompey walked his second time up. He scored a run, actually. But
Excuse me. As
no worries.
Our statistician, Neil Sriwasa, corrects me. And Pompey looking for his first hit of the afternoon.
Came into the action batting .416 on the year so far. You're kind of wondering if, you're out there and you see a former major leaguer against you out there, you just kind of tighten up a little bit on the mound, your hands get a little more sweaty.
One would think that's human nature, but for the young Christian Hawk, he has shown no signs of intimidation against Pompey. As that one misses for the second ball of the at-bat. 2-1 the count.
For the Royals, you just got to go back to basics here. You got to make them work here on the mound.
12 hits for the Panthers through this game so far, and Pompey swinging and missing for strike number 2 here. And again, it was pretty quick to erase a 4-run deficit for the Royals in the second and third innings, but that was by way of chance and error. Pompey can't hang on to the bat as he pops one up in behind home plate, and the club went further than the ball, to quote Happy Gilmore, and the bat well behind the plate, actually on deck circle is where it landed for the Panthers, so Pompey will go retrieve and reset the count even 2-2. Looking to sit down Pompey. misses, and a full count to lead off this inning for Dalton Pompey.
That's the difference right there between a professional and a guy that wants to play baseball. Be able to trust your hands at that strike zone there.
Fights one off to stay alive as that's fouled in behind the grandstands, and still no smashing of the windshield, but that one had a chance. Through 4.5 innings here as Pompey will take his base for his second walk of the afternoon. So the batting average not climbing at all, but his on-base percentage getting more and more attractive with each and every at-bat so far this afternoon. Connor Morrow wonders if it's now that the tides turn, as his plate appearances have been productive, but not in terms of hits, as every well-struck ball has found the glove of an outfielder over the past few games here at Hastings. Takes strike number one at the knees.
Well, maybe Morrow has to make an offering to the baseball gods, maybe some chicken or something, or a couple of shots, something, Joe Boo style, from good old Major League.
Or get rid of that blue bat, just like Joe Boo.
Yep, exactly. You know, got to change it up somehow. I haven't watched that in quite some time. I have to dig that out.
A great film.
The sequel and the third one, not so much.
Much like most sequels and trilogies. And Morrow shows bunt and pulls back for the first ball of the at-bat. Count now even 1-1. Pompey at first. Has to be in the back of the mind of Christian Hawk. That foot speed and base running ability of the former Blue Jay that was on display back in 2015 of the ALDS that most could say really was the reason why the Blue Jays were able to beat the Rangers in that game and go on to lose to the Kansas City Royals in the ALCS, which was really not much of a contest. Morrow takes 3-1 the count, and with a guy who has had the opposite of luck at the plate, you wonder if no matter how good of a hitter you are, you really got to wait on one here, I think, if you're Morrow. But the confidence of a good hitter is the fact that they do trust their hands and they trust their batting ability, so we'll see if he goes swinging with the 3-1 count in Pompey at first.
Well, Hawks up to 81 pitches now, 47 strikes, 36 balls. That one's hit foul.
High and behind home plate and onto the roof. Another dent. Pompey takes off and Morrow turns on one. Deep to center field and forget about it. About time, Connor Morrow.
He got all of that one. Hawk had to make his pitch there. Got it a little too high in the wheelhouse, and Morrow made him pay there with a 2-run blast.
Connor Morrow, good things come to those who wait, and my friend, you were due and owed a few. 2-run home run from number 2, 8-6 now the score, no outs. In the bottom of the 5th inning, Malik Collymore now to the plate. Remember, he got the rally started back in the bottom of the 3rd with that base hit, later scored. And now with Hawk, as you mentioned, Neil, that pitch count climbing, a golden opportunity for the Royals with none gone here in the 5th to tie this game or at least cut further into the lead. That one in there for the first strike. So 1-1 the count after Collymore took ball 1 to start the at-bat. High and inside, and Collymore, I think that's the second time he's taken one where it was a close call around the head area. So he will reset ahead in the count now, 2-1. That that one misses low and outside, so a hitter's count, none gone here. Bottom of the fifth inning, Guelph with 2 runs by way of Connor Morrow's blast that came just one batter ago. Drove in Dalton Pompey, who was aboard by way of walk, his second free base of the afternoon. And Collymore fouls that one off. The count is now full. And Hawk having some problems maybe with that pitch count, getting close to triple digits.
You got Panthers coaches scrambling down to the bullpen to see what's the status here.
Fatigue may be setting in for the young Christian Hawk, and a bad time to have that happen with Old Town Road playing throughout Hastings Stadium, which means one thing and one thing only. Josh Garton on his way to the plate will take his time, as there is a visit to the mound between the Panthers coaches, Mahoney and Hawk.
Third baseline.
Now Garton will eventually make his way into the batter's box. Wore one off the leg in his first at bat. Reached by way of error and got all the way to third by way of error number 2 in the same play. Later
So we got
scored
some sort
in
of
that.
side armor warming up down in the Panthers bullpen here. Can't really see over top of the fence, but he's definitely got the sidearm sidestep.
Garton takes ball, or the first pitch of the at-bat, for a strike. And with a hitter of Garton's caliber and a young, fatigued pitcher in Hawk, this is the dream scenario for Guelph to tie this game at 8, which has had no shortage of runs or hits so far. Through 4.5 innings. Garton turns on one and hit a country kilometer over the scoreboard. Tie ball game.
Garton clears the bases here. That one lands on Kathleen Street. Somebody just got a lawn ornament.
Josh Garton doing what Josh Garton does. Stay hot, kid.
The designated hitter, number 48, Tony Harinku.
And that's going to be the end of that day for Hawk, as the manager is coming out here to go give him a hearty pat on the bum here and send him off to the showers.
It will be the hook for Hawk, and one has to think that no matter what happened to that at bat, that was his last one of the afternoon. Unfortunately for the young pitcher who had such a good outing, all things considered, pretty tough batter to face when you're running out of fuel. And this game, again, no shortage of entertainment. 8-8 as we take a Back at Hastings Stadium, and if you're just joining us, this has been exactly as advertised. 8-8 the score through 4.5 innings. Guelph 4 spot up on the board in this bottom of the fifth. None gone, but that will likely be the first out of the inning as David Brunsma comes into the game for the Panthers on the mound and makes quick work of Tony Haraiku.
First baseman, number 24, Justin Interessano.
Justin Interessano back to the plate, has had some good appearances in this, his debut on home field today, playing first base. Garton playing outfield because of it, and no Sean Riley in the lineup, so you really think that Interessano's bat will be more and more important as this game continues to roll along. First pitch strike from Brunsma. And again, for the Royals hitters that have had success so far this afternoon, mostly in the recent memory, Brunsma, obviously the first time they're going to be seeing him, as Interessano pops one. That one will carry and go off the wall. About 4 inches short of another long shot, but Interessano into second on his feet. That one seemed like that might have been the longest part of the ballpark. And
broke the fence out there, actually.
He did break the fence right off the top of the wall.
The left fielder, number 28, Ethan Hammond.
And I said 4 inches short, maybe 4 centimeters short of a long bomb.
We got a delay in the game here. They got to get that piece of field fencing off the fence.
Yeah, someone's going to have to. Don't all go at once, guys. Ethan Hammond now with a glorious chance to give Guelph their first lead of the ball game, Neil.
And Interessano's probably asking the umpire, hey, it hit the top of the fence. Isn't it a home run?
I was wondering the same thing myself. That's clearly, in my mind, a arguable debate.
Yeah. Looks like they did a quick patch job. They got the spectators on the other side of the fence trying to keep that one.
The appeal from Juicy doesn't go to any sort of success, but in the off chance the ball is hit to that exact same spot, there will be a home run with the additional part of the wall now removed. And
I hope Interessano doesn't get the bill from the city for fixing that fence, or the Royals for this matter. It was like that when we got here. Come on.
Blame it on the storm from the home opener that never was.
Yep.
As it was hit about 392 feet and some change. 393 feet exactly, we'll call it, and right off the top of the wall, and ends up as a long, loud double, with Hammond now a chance to drive in Interessano. Count even 1-1, 1 gone here in the bottom of the fifth. Guelph with 4 runs already in this inning. Hammond takes for strike number 2.
Well, definitely got the crowd back into the action here, as they're all very, very lively and very, very loud. On a nice day to be here at Hastings Stadium.
Nice cool breeze, and as you mentioned, not nearly as humid as it was last Saturday or Tuesday evening when we were here. Two and two the count on Hammond. It's Brunsma. Laced one, and Hammond right at the first baseman, and that'll go for 2. And Interessano.
Great play by the first baseman to throw a bullet to shortstop.
Yeah, and Interessano a little trigger happy, looking to turn that double into a run scored, and it came back to haunt him, but nonetheless, Guelph gets it done, ties the game 8-8 through 5 innings.
Coming back to the plate, and now we're live.
Welcome back to Hastings Stadium as we get a bit of a loosening of the legs from the young fans who round the bases in groves, and we are tied 8-8. A lot of rounding of the bases in that bottom half of the fifth inning for the Royals. Pair of home runs, and Justin Terrasano nearly made it a trifecta. One off the top of the wall at that 390 feet mark and ended up at second and then being thrown out on a double play to end the inning. A hard hit ball from Ethan Hammond that resulted in the end of the inning when Terrasano took off maybe too quickly, and Guelph unable to secure their first lead of the game. But again, Terrasano that close to giving Guelph that first lead of the afternoon, as Guerrero loosens up here to kick off the sixth inning. And it'll be the leadoff man, Jet Jarvis, to get things going once everyone is ready to roll.
Jarvis, of course, 1 for 3. He singled in the first inning and came home to score. He grounded out in the second, 5-3, and grounded up in the fourth to the second baseman.
The right fielder, number 23, Jet Jarvis.
Just going back to the Royals' home half of the fifth inning, the first thing that's always been drilled in my head is, of course, manager Gino Romero in the Royals baseball camps in the early 90s. You got to freeze on a line drive, and unfortunately, Terrasano was not able to do that, and that's why the double play was evenly made available there.
Yeah, a little overzealous from Terrasano, the first baseman, who will have a chance to make the first out of the inning and does. Jarvis down to put one in the books here in the top of the sixth.
Center fielder, number 36, Blake Jacklin.
And Alan Ross, of course, the every very, very wise man watching on YouTube says, as far as he knows, Panthers pitcher David Burnsma has not given up a run this season. I hope I don't jinx him. Well, he got it through the fifth inning without giving up one out.
Yeah, and Terrasano came that close as Blake Jacklin now at the plate. That one unable to be snared, but it will go for the first ball of the at-bat. So Jacklin ahead in the count against Guerrero, who has thrown a ton of pitches so far this afternoon, and that one a strike. As it looks like Jacklin was trying to bunt for a base hit there. As a bit of a lull in the action. Jacklin ahead in the count 2-1 against Guerrero. One gone. Top of six. Tie game 8-8. That one foul behind home plate. And now the count even at 2 apiece.
Jacklin a single and a home run shy of the Cyclone. And if you're the Royals fans, you don't definitely want to see him do either of those in this situation right here.
No, it'd be nice for a quiet inning for Emily Guerrero to extend his afternoon, but one would have to think if this one ends up to be an extended inning, and Jacklin holding at first and now just a long shot away from the cycle is Blake Jacklin, the outfielder, and one aboard with one gone. And
Shortstop, number 58, Tyler Henriquez.
it'll be Tyler Henriquez that comes to the plate, looking to make something happen with Jacklin at first, and Guerrero would love nothing more than a first pitch ground ball right to second base. That one not close to getting Jacklin at first. And what has seemed to be a Panthers-dominated baseball game, even though it's tied, has actually been more so over the Royals with consistent hitting. After the Panthers kicked off the game with 4 runs in the top of the first, Guelph, with nothing to show in the bottom of the inning, went for a run in the bottom of the second, 3 in the bottom of the third, quiet in the bottom of the fourth, and then a very loud bottom of the fifth with 4 runs. And Justin Terrasano double that hit off the top of the wall that ended up resulting in the end of the inning just a few pitches later after Ethan Hammond and Terrasano got doubled up. Guerrero able to get strike number 2 ahead in the count, 0-2, as the hands come together here at Hastings Stadium. Well over 1,000 fans in the stands so far this afternoon. Runners going. The throw down. Morrow can't make the tag on Jacqueline, so Jacqueline's impressive stat line continues to get more so impressive with a stolen bag, a single, a double, and a triple for the outfielder so far with that stolen base now to add to his afternoon. And if it was me, I'd be going home and hanging it on the fridge. And that will be a strikeout for Guerrero, and Jacqueline's stolen base now means even more with 2 gone in this inning.
Number 34, Keegan Marsden.
And the Guelph native, Keegan Marsden, coming back to the plate. He has had a good afternoon as well. So not the guy you want to see if you're Guerrero, but if you can get out of this one, it would do tons for his confidence and get Guelph back to the plate, and again with a chance to take their lead if Marsden can be sat down. Strike 1 on the first pitch of the at-bat.
Marsden singled in the first and scored a run, drove home an RBI. Flew it in the 3rd inning to the 3rd baseman. And the 5th inning, he doubled to lead off the inning and scored a run later.
Yeah, again, producing is the Guelph native here at Hastings Stadium. And as mentioned, probably a little bit of circling of the calendar when he saw this game on the schedule. So came ready to play and really put that into effect. And Morrow should be able to make that easy 3rd out of the top half of the 6th inning. Tie ball game, 8-8.
Leading off for Guelph in the bottom of the 6th, the catcher, number 23, Brendan Keys.
Brendan Keys to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. 8-8 the score. And Bruinsma on the mound has been unaffected so far this game after coming in relief of Christian Hawk. And Terrasano hit a double off him in his first at batter faced. And Keys gets through for a leadoff hit for the Royals. And Guelph trying to generate a bit of offense and keep the ball rolling, so to speak, here after a great 5th inning.
That's the start you want here if you're the Royals. Get your leadoff man taking a hack on your first pitch here. Bruinsma has not given up a run here so far this season. Of course, he was very dominant with the University of Guelph Griffins as well in his career.
A good strike number 1 on the first pitch of the at-bat against Brando LaRue, who again, not far away from the plate, right on top of it, swings at the second pitch, and that'll likely be out number 1 as Keys will jog back to first. And that will bring back up the top of the order, and it's Dalton Pompey who has found his way on base twice this afternoon.
Dalton Pompey.
0 for 1, but with 2 walks, he has done a good job of creating base runners and scoring runs. Big part of the reason why Guelph was able to come back from a 4-run deficit twice in this baseball game. Down 4-0 and then 8-4. Now tied 8-8. That one in there for strike number 1, and Pompey kind of backed off it, but was nowhere close to him.
Pompey's average would drop a little bit. He came in the game batting .416 on the year. Pair of walks. He's 0 for 1 in the contest as he fouls that one away. Counts quickly 0-2.
Yeah, with 1 out here, you really want Dalton to find his way back aboard and advance Brendan Keys by any means necessary here. That one chopped to first, could be 2. Pompey's Jets get him there safely, though, and that is off first base coach Paul Ante. As Pompey reaches by way of the fielder's choice. So that
Keys is retired 3-6. First base to shortstop, and Pompey's the board on the fielder's choice.
And we'll see what confidence can do for Connor Morrow, who having just the worst kind of luck up until his last step at where he pumped one down Main Street and drove in a pair of runs and finally broke that cold streak and may have shaken off the snake bite. That one in there for ball number 1, outside and away. Morrow gets
Catcher doesn't see it.
underneath one, and that sun high in the sky, that is a great play from Keegan Marsden to make the final out of the inning. And a quick 1, 2, 3, and 4 for Guelph. We're tied 8-8 through 6 at Hastings Stadium.
6 complete here at Hastings in an 8-8 tie. So for anyone that bought a blue ticket, there is a door prize. I have the number, I will read it off. If you have a blue ticket with this number, 96546.
He's got himself a wedding this afternoon. So we welcome you back to Hastings Stadium. I'll be taking over for the afternoon as Ben Reed comes in to take over on the hill for the Royals and starts off the batter with a strike. Ball misses low, counts even at 1-1. And to answer the question, Ann, I think they were cleared up probably, late Monday afternoon, early Tuesday. Of course, the City of Guelph and the Parks Department did a great job of making the field look immaculate again. As that one's fouled away, and the count is now a ball and 2 strikes here. This one's driven to center field. Actually, it's been caught by the second baseman as Morrow will call off Garton and makes the catch. And there's one away. If you're scoring at home, F4 goes your put out. And the Royals have got the first out here in the top of the 7th inning.
The catcher, number 45, Dan Mahoney.
The catcher, Dan Mahoney, now the batter. Mahoney, 1 for 2. He's got a sacrifice fly and an RBI. He singled and scored a run, and he struck out swinging so far in the contest. He takes the first pitch high from Reed for a ball. Robbie Gauthier on deck for the Panthers. The second pitch to Mahoney misses a high again for a ball and counts now 2 balls and no strikes. Again, thank you so much for tuning in wherever you are, guys, are watching on YouTube or on my Twitch channel. We do appreciate it. Great to have you along here on a great Saturday afternoon here at Hastings Stadium. As I mentioned, Scotty Frazier had to leave the ball game. Off to a wedding he doesn't want to get in trouble with, so he must know the bride pretty well. As he said, he was very terrified to be late for her wedding, so we sent him on his way most expediently here, and thanks, Scotty, for tagging in, as always, in the afternoons. It's now 3-1 here in the count. And he takes a walk here. There's a runner aboard with 1 away for Robbie Gauthier now.
Designated hitter, number 2, Robbie Gauthier.
Gauthier, of course, plays for the University of Guelph Griffins here in the OUA. Off to a slow start for the Panthers, but, that happens. It's a long wait away. It's that first pitch from Reed misses for a ball. That one's inside. It's now 2-0 now. That one's called a strike there, and it counts now 2 balls and a strike. Plate umpire is finally getting wise to some of these batters standing on top of the plate almost. Almost same spot, just misses again. It's 3-1. Eight tie here in the top of the 7th inning. As Reed has a 3-1 count. And then ball 4, he loses him on this one. And back-to-back walks here with 1 away. If you're Ben Reed, you just got to throw strikes here and let the defense do their job.
Left fielder, number 15, Drayden Sloat.
As Drayden Sloat, the left fielder, now the batter. With 1 away, as manager Dino Romero is going to take the stroll out here. Calm down, Reed. Mound visit over. Ramel back into the dugout he goes. As Reed will go back to towing the rubber. They face Drayden Sloat. Sloat's got a pair of singles and a run scored. He struck out in the first. Takes strike one. And Reed's off on the right foot to Sloat with one away. Sloat tags this one in center field fairly deep, and that one is going to clear the grandstand. That is gone for a 3-run home run. Drayden Sloat with a 3-run blast. The Panthers now lead this one 11-8. Panthers retaking the lead here with a 3-run blast thanks to Drayden Sloat. Still one away here. As Evan Sherman now the batter. First pitch, Sherman misses for a ball. Count is 1-0. You're not wrong, Ann. There must be something in the air at Hastings today. The ball is definitely traveling well here. So that one misses high, and it's now 2-0. No activity in the Royals bullpen at this point, so Ben Reed's out here trying to finish this inning, or to this point anyways. That one's fouled away. Counts now 2 balls and a strike. There's a slow roller, hits it in Terrasano. He'll take it himself and makes the out. And there's 2 away. 3 unassisted is the putout if you're scoring at home. And Jet Jarvis now, the right fielder, will be the batter here with 2 away. Ben Reed looking for his ender in this inning. There's a strike called to start that at bat to Jarvis, leadoff hitter, who is 1 for 4 in the contest. He singled in the first inning and came all the way around to score a run. The Panthers got to an early lead. Ball misses high, is now 2 balls and a strike. Sorry, 1-1. I'm pitching ahead of myself here. Now it's 2-1. Ball misses high. It's now 3-1 here. Reed needs to work hard here, get a ground ball, and get out of this. Give the Royals a chance to get back on the sticks here in the 7th inning. Now trailing by 3. Ball misses a high and outside, and it's his 3rd free pass of the inning for Reed. As Jarvis trots down to first now, and Blake Jacqueline will be the batter.
Center fielder number 36, Blake Jacqueline.
This is a winning 50-50. Oh, okay.
Ball misses inside to Jacqueline. A wide shot look at the crowd from the first base side. With thank you for tuning in this afternoon. There's a strike called, and the count is now 2 balls and a strike to Jacqueline. Lined in the center field. A long run for the center fielder is not going to get to it. It's going to drop in front of Hammond. Runners in the corner are going to second and third now as Jacqueline has got himself a double. His second double of the game. To go with a triple and a single. Just a home run shy for the cycle.
Shortstop number 58, Tyler Henriquez.
Blue Jays and Twins just underway at Rogers Center in Toronto. No other games in the Intercounty until 6 o'clock this evening. The Welland Jackfish hosting the Barrie Bay Cats on movie night in Welland. I believe they're watching the Sandlot post game tonight. There's a swing and a miss, and Reed's ahead in the count at 0-2. To Hyrinkus. Keegan Marsden on deck for the Panthers. That one's fouled away on the check swing. Count remains 0-2. Swing and a miss. He gets out of the inning alive.
Up 11-8, leading off for Guelph.
Welcome back to Hastings Stadium for the bottom of the 7th inning. Panthers on top of the Royals 11-8 here on a great day to be at the ballpark. as Nathan Laird takes over on the hill for the Panthers here in the 7th inning. Blake Collymore to lead things off. Collymore 1 for 2. Takes the ball low. Start the inning. Or a strike, apparently. Now that's the ball. As Collymore gets a hold of one to left field, the left fielder is going to turn around and watch it go over the fence for a solo blast. Malik Collymore with the solo blast. Royals now back in within 2 at 11-9.
The right fielder, number 15, Josh Garton.
Josh Garton, who's already homered in the contest, will be the batter now. As the Royals now trail by 2. That's a fair question there, Ann. That's a fair question. Reminds me of that song, anything you can do, I can do better. As the Royals and Panthers continue to trade runs here at will. As Garton takes ball 1. Garton gets a hold of that one, but just ahead of himself. And the count's even at 1-1. Panthers blew this one open with 4 in the first inning before the Royals scored 1 in the second. 3 in the third to tie the ball game. The Panthers answered right back in the top of the 5th inning with 3. The Royals stormed back with 4 of their own to tie it at 8 apiece. The Panthers answered the bell again here in the 7th with 3 in the top of the inning. For the Royals have answered back with 1 already. So now 2 balls and a strike here to Garton. Garton takes the strike on the inside part of the plate. Counts even at 2-2. Might want to be one of these games where the last bat might decide everything. As Garton hits one over to the second baseman, off the glove, and that's going to be in there. Tried to backhand the ball rather than getting in front of it, and Garton's aboard here, and there's nobody away. That'll go in the books as an E4.
48, Tony Henrique.
Second baseman with a poor decision on that play. Should have got his body in front of it. Garton's aboard now. And Tony Henrique will be the batter now. Panthers' 3rd error of the contest. And Henrique wears that one inside on the chest. And he'll take a stroll down to first base. And the Royals have got the tying run now standing at first base. And Justin Interessano coming to the plate.
The first baseman, number 24, Justin Interessano.
Afternoon, Mr. Cubby. Hope you're having a great one. Quite the ball game here between the Highway 7 rivals. Panthers up 11-9 here. So we thank you for tuning in where you guys are watching from today. Let us know if the wide shot still freezes. We reset the camera. It also reset the connection on it too. So hopefully it doesn't reset again. If not, we'll have to send the camera back and get another one. So Terratano takes the ball here. Count is 1-0. Not a good day for a pitcher's ERA, but heck, if you like high-scoring offense, you definitely got one today. That one misses low again, and then Terrasano's got 2 to him. Still doing quick freezes? Yeah, okay, we're going to have to get that camera replaced. Our apologies, guys and gals. The wide shot doesn't like us. We'll have to get that one fixed. To send that one back to Mevo. So Terrasano fouls that one off. Counts down 2 balls and a strike here. Let's go to the wide shot. We'll go to this one then for now. A little variety. Terrasano fouls that one away. Counts even at 2-2. Thank you so much for tuning in where you are, guys and gals. If you couldn't make it to the ballpark today, you missed a good one here. But glad you were able to tune in to the live feed and watch us wherever you are watching. So Terrasano fouls him on. The catcher can't hold on to that one. And Terrasano's got an in life here. Count remains 2-2. Terrasano goes down on strikes, and there's one away here.
The left fielder, number 28, Ethan Hammond.
Ethan Hammond, the left fielder now. 1 for 3 in the contest. He's single, has an RBI. Has a chance of knocking a couple more here. Should he touch green somewhere? Fouls the first pitch back for a strike. That one jiggled the camera a bit. But the camera is still standing. Counts 0-1. Usually a few people, just over 1,000 people in attendance. Don't have an exact total. But the stands are full, and so are the left, first base and left field lines here. Or right field line, sorry, first base. If Hammond hits one to the left field, but right at the left fielder, and that'll be a 2 away here. F7 if you're scoring a home you put out.
The catcher, number 23, Brendan Keys.
Brendan Keys, the batter. He led off the 6th inning with a single. He's 1 for 3 in the afternoon. Swings and misses the first offering. Count is 0-1. Panthers leading this one 11-9 here as they scored 3 in the top half of the 7th inning. Royals answered back with a solo blast off the bat of Malik Collymore to make it 11-9. That one's fouled away. And Keys quickly behind the count at 0-2. Keys swings and misses, and down go the Royals here. They strand the tying runs aboard here as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Panthers leading 11-9.
For Guelph, a run on a
Reed back out there. Okay.
Keegan Marsden.
Keegan Marsden, the lead off the top of the 8th inning for the Kitchener Panthers as they lead the Guelph Royals 11-9. I'm Neil Shrivastava. Welcome you back to David E. Hastings Stadium. And a wild afternoon for the baseball bats as Marsden steps in to face Ben Reed, who's working in his second inning relief here. Marsden swings and hits the first ball to Morrow, and there's one away as Terrasano has to jump up and down off the base here to get the out. One away. 4-3 is your put out.
Third baseman number 5, Stephen Whalen.
On that little bit of an adventure. As Stephen Whalen now the batter. Whalen tripled in the first inning, grounded out to shortstop in the third. Grounded to first baseman and hit this one in the center field and right in front of Pompey for a single here in the 8th inning. A one-out single here for Whalen.
Number 45, Dan Mahoney.
And the Panthers are threatening here to score again in the 8th with one away. I got an iced tea here. Good. I got this one. First pitch to Mahoney, misses for a ball. Royals with a short bench today. Of course, they're on the road tomorrow into beautiful Toronto and the corner of Bloor and Christie Streets, also known as Christie Pits. To take on the Maple Leafs. Game time, of course, is 2 p.m. Two balls and a strike to count now. Twins leading the Blue Jays 2-1 at Rogers Center after the first inning. This one's passed and Terrasano at first base. And Mahoney's got another single. Runners going first to third on the good read there. And Robbie Gauthier will bat with one away. And runners at the corners.
Designated hitter number 2, Robbie Gauthier.
Swinging strike counts 0-1. Ball misses in there. Counts now 1-1. Panthers threatening here in the 8th inning. Already leading the Royals by 2 at 11-9. That one sails outside. It's now 3-1. Sorry. 2-1, sorry. Glanced at the count on the scoreboard, and that was incorrect. Ball misses low. It's now 3 balls and a strike here. Nobody warming in the Royals bullpen, so it looks like it's Ben Reed's inning here. Strike called on the outside part of the plate. Gauthier thought it was a ball, and he was already making his way down to first. Plate umpire says, "Get back in here, son." It's now a full count. Ball gets through the wickets, and a runner's going to come home here. The throw, not in time. Run scores on the pass ball. Panthers now lead this one 12-9.
The left fielder, number 15, Drayden Sloat.
Counts a ball and a strike to Drayden Sloat, who hit the 3-run blast in the 7th inning his last time up. Pitch is called a strikes. Now counts ball and 2 strikes here. Sloat. Runners at first and second here. With 1 away. This one's hit foul. And Sloat stays alive. At 1-2. Sloat swings and misses out that one in the dirt. And he's retired for that. He'll go down on the strikes in the second out of the inning.
Second baseman, number 6, Evan Sherman.
Evan Sherman now the batter. He's singled in 4 trips to the plate so far this game. Pitch is low. It's ball 1. Brandon Dean making his way down to the bullpen for the Royals. Count is 2 balls and no strikes here. Panthers adding a run here. Now leading to this one 12-9. The ball misses outside. That's a 3-0 count to Sherman. Strike called on the outside part of the plate. It's now 3 balls and a strike. Ball misses high, and Reed loads the bases here for the top of the Panthers order.
Right fielder, number 23, Jet Jarvis.
Jet Jarvis will be the batter for the Panthers. He's 1 for 4 with a walk. Singled and scored a run on the first inning. There's a strike called. Reed ahead of the count at 0-1. Yankees beating up on the Tigers once again in the 8th inning. They're leading 3-0. This one's popped up in the air. Looks like Brandon LaRue is going to make the catch, and the inning's over. Panthers do get another run here in the 8th inning to increase the lead to 12-9 as we head to the Royals' home half of the 8th inning.
half of the eighth here at Hastings.
Well, welcome back to Hastings Stadium for the home half of the Royals' 8th inning,
Guelph, the shortstop,
as they trail the Kitchener Panthers 12-9. Brandon LaRue leads things off here. Royals sitting 9-1-2 in the order up. Looking to claw their way back into this inning. LaRue hits the first pitch he sees, foul. Just a little ahead of that one. Count is 0-1. Ball misses outside. It's now 1-1. The misses again. It's now 2 balls and a strike here. Royals just need to go back to being patient at the plate in this situation and getting on some base runners, making these pitchers throw some strikes. LaRue watches that one sail high. It's now 3-1. Dalton Pompey waiting in the wings. As LaRue takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. A good take there. It's now a full count. Good discipline on the part of LaRue there not to swing at that pitch. Going to keep it in the back of your head, though, for the next pitch here. As LaRue tags this one to left field, but it's going to hook foul. And go out of play. Missed it by that much. It's a long foul ball, and Brandon LaRue will do it again. Full count pitch again on the way to LaRue momentarily. Nathan Laird is on the hill here, and he walks LaRue to start the 8th inning here. That'll bring up Dalton Pompey. As LaRue rocks to start the inning.
Number 32, Dalton Pompey.
Christian Hawk started. David Burns took over. Nathan Laird, is a pitcher of record now. As Burns stands to take the win should the Panthers hold on to this lead. First pitch misses for a ball to Pompey. Pompey 0 for 2, a pair of walks. He's reached on a base on a fielder's choice and scored twice on walks. As he swings and misses that are offering, counts even at 1-1. Well, thank you so much for tuning in on YouTube and Twitch. And points in between, we do appreciate it. And thanks to Scotty Fraser for driving the force for most of the ball game before he had to take off to the wedding. Counts now 2 balls and a strike here to Pompey. Royals back to the top of their order. Pompey followed by Connor Morrow and Malik Collymore. Pompey hits this one foul behind us. Counts now even at 2-2 again. Still feels weird calling Dalton Pompey's name here. I guess we'll get used to it eventually. Right now, Pompey needs to find a way aboard here. As the Royals need the rally here to tie this one up. Trailing by 3. Pompey lifts this one into center field. Fairly deep. The center fielder is going back. He'll make the catch at the wall in front of the Asante Wealth Management sign. And there's one away. Dalton Pompey retired, F8. And there's one away for Connor Morrow.
Second baseman, number 2, Connor Morrow.
Connor Morrow now the batter. He homered in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 4. First pitch to Morrow misses for a ball. No activity in the Panthers bullpen, so it looks like it's Laird's job out here to get through at least this half inning. So Royals looking to get back into this one. Down by 3. Ball misses inside. Count is 1-1. Gets a strike at the knees there, and Morrow's behind the count at 1-2. Correction on the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike. Tomorrow. That one misses high, and Morrow will take the free pass here. And the Royals will bring the tying run to the plate for Malik Collymore, as that's going to prompt a mound visit as well. He's calling somebody in from, I guess, the outfield? Doesn't look like there's anybody warming up in the bullpen. Oh, he's already on the bench behind him there, Coach. We got some defensive changes happening here. We'll be back with the change after the break. Back at Hastings Stadium, Andy Leader takes over on the hill for the Panthers. He'll bat in the DH spot that was occupied by Riley Gauthier. Jordan Carthy goes into the center field for Blake Jacklin. Hopefully we got the change right. Nobody told us up here, so we're doing our best to eyeball it up here.
Baseman number 35, Malik Collymore.
As Malik Collymore will bat with 2 on here. And he represents the tying run. Collymore homered his last time up. And Andy Leader coming in the pitch. 1 away here in the Royals' home half of the 8th inning. This thing has just got interesting. Takes a strike there from Leader. Collymore behind the counter, 0-1. 12-9, the Panthers leading the Royals here in the home half of the 8th inning. In front of a packed house here at Hastings Stadium. Counts even at 1-1 as Leader's pitch misses inside. Leader pitches from the stretch here. Coleman waits at the belt. Ball sails high. It's now 2 balls and a strike. Didn't look like Leader threw a lot of pitches in the bullpen at any time earlier. Came right in off the dugout, so who knows? Tried to frame it, couldn't do a job on that one. It's now 3-1. I think it's just more like trying to just keep the ball from going behind him. That one sails high, and Collymore will take the free pass down at first. And then I'll bring up the right fielder, Josh Garton, here in this situation. Garton's been on fire to start the season here. He's got a 2-run home run in the contest. As the Royals load the bases here. Yeah, Leader will go into the it designated hitter's spot in the order. For those of you asking on the umpire did not signal the change, and he didn't signal the change in the center field either, so we're making do what we got. We just looked up with eyeballs, see who went where. As Josh Garton will bat here against Andy Leader. Garton got underneath this one.
Tag. Deep enough, tag.
Can't see it. It's going to drop in for a base hit. 1 run will score. A second one coming here. Collymore going to third with a slide. He's in there safely. The Royals making a 1-run ball game on a 2 RBI double by Josh Garton, lost by the center fielder. Royals down by a run, tie run at third base, go-ahead run. Standing at second base as Garton doubles home a pair.
Designated hitter number 48, Tony Hyrinkyu.
Tony Hyrinkyu now the batter. Center fielder did not see that whatsoever. Fortunately, where the ball is here in center field during this time of day, it's right into the sun. You can't see it from here. You got that right, Ann. This is definitely one of the most entertaining baseball games in Enter County so far this season. If you're a Royals fan, hang on to your seats, folks. It's going to get a lot more bumpy. That one misses for a ball, and it's 2-0. Leader hasn't thrown a strike. Hyrinkyu. Stand corrected, it's now 1-1. Slow roller. They're going to get the out at first, but the Royals will tie the ball game. So Rinku drives in the run. 5-3 goes the putout. And there's 2 away here and a tie, 12 apiece. Go ahead run now, 90 feet away at third base for the Royals. With 2 away.
The first baseman, number 24, Justin Interessano.
Justin Interessano now the batter.
Well, that guy was throwing earlier in the second. That's whether he's going to come in, I don't know. He might just go with Van Reed, I don't know if that is.
First pitch to Interessano misses for a ball. Interessano hits this one in the infield. Third baseman leader converging. Nobody makes the catch, and Interessano's got a new life. Josh Gerton encouraging Interessano to put this one fair as he trots back down to third base. 1-1 count to Interessano as the third baseman could not make that catch. Overran it slightly, and I think the wind pushed it back the other way. The wind is blowing in here. So you'd really have to club one if you're Interessano. Ball misses in the dirt. It's now 2 balls and a strike. The wind's even shaking the cameras out there. 2-1 pitch on the way is inside to Interessano. It's now 3-1. Tied at 12 apiece. Royals threatening to keep this one, to blow this one back over and take the lead for the first time this afternoon. Panthers have had the lead on 3 different occasions. Royals have rallied back, and every time to tie the ball game. Interessano will take the free pass as leader's pitch misses in the dirt. And Ethan Hammond will be the batter now.
The left fielder, number 28, Ethan.
Runners on the corners for Ethan Hammond with 2 away. Andy Leader looks over to the first baseman. The first baseman's going to play behind Interessano to give the defense a chance to keep this one in the infield. If you're just tuning in, you've missed quite the ball game so far, folks. First pitch to Hammond misses inside for ball 1. Panthers bench didn't like that call. Plate umpire looks over and tells him exactly where it was. It was inside. That's a 1-0 count to Hammond. Hammond hits this one through the hole. That's going to score the run. The Royals lead this one 13-12. Ethan Hammond with a clutch 2-out hit puts the Royals in front 13-12.
The catcher, number 23, Brendan Keys.
Interessano to second base. Royals lead this one. Interessano second base. Ethan Hammond at first as Brendan Keys the batter now. Keys 1 for 4 with a single. He struck out twice. Keys hits the first pitch swinging here. Third baseman giving this one a charge. Makes the catch this time and the inning's over. But the damage has been done as the Royals score 4 runs on 2 hits. There was no errors. 2 men were left on base, and now lead this one 13-12. It's the last chance for the Panthers to head to the top of the 9th inning after this break.
for Keegan Marsden.
Yep. There we go. Sorry, guys. Still had myself muted there. So there's one away here in the Panthers' ninth inning. Tying run at first base. Is Marsden the batter? Hope we're okay now. One ball, one strike to count now. Strike two called there to Marsden. Marsden hits one to left field. Hammond right makes the catch, and there's two away.
Third baseman number 5, Stephen Whalen.
Stephen Whalen, the batter now, with two away. Panthers down by a run, and down to the last out here. Strike called at the knees to Whalen. Brandon Deans took over on the hill for the Royals to start the inning. Ball misses in the dirt. It's 1-1. Ball just misses low. 2 balls and a strike now, the count to Whalen. Whalen 2 for 5, a triple and a single, and an RBI. Ball gets away from Keys, and the yeah, we'll have to get clarification from Kitchener at the end of this ball game to see who went where in center field. The leader won in the pitch. We assume the DH came in out of the ball game. As Whalen takes the walk here. We have a little conference on the mound here. The catcher, Dan Mahoney, due up.
The catcher, number 45, Dan Mahoney.
Dan Mahoney, the catcher. Sacrifice fly in the first inning. Singled to score a run in the 4th inning. Struck out swinging in the 5th. Walked and scored a run in the 7th. And singled in the 8th. Looking to keep the Panthers alive here. As the ball gets away from Keys, but it's in the dirt. Keys a little lazy on that pitch. Allows the runner to go to another 90 feet. Now the tying run at third base. That's a pass ball on Keys. This one gets away on the inner side now. the count is 2-0 here. There's a strike in the strike zone. It's 2 balls and a strike here. There's a swing and a miss. Two pitch on its way. Misses high. Runner goes down to second base on defensive indifference. And it's now a full count. Leonard Squibber hit to the second baseman. Morrow up with it. He'll throw to first, and the Royals win this one 13-12. Royals complete the comeback and win this one over the Kitchener Panthers 13-12. Here's your final line totals for the Kitchener Panthers: 12 runs, 17 hits, 3 errors. For the Guelph Royals, 13 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Thank you so much for watching, folks. Have yourself a great Saturday afternoon. Royals back in action tomorrow afternoon at Christie Pitts, 2 p.m. We'll post the link on the social media so you can tune along in there. Trying to love the broadcast. Have a great game, folks.